Welcome to the weekly Rise and Grind team call. Thank you, Kaylee, for taking time out of her late evening, pushing on 9:40 your time. So appreciate you being on the live call. For those of you watching the recording, a quick shout out to a lot of new coaches. I've been out running errands and taking care of some stuff, so I don't have anything written down in front of me. You guys know how I like to do my calls. I just pretty much wing it. So we have about five or six new coaches within the last 2 to 3 weeks. So welcome, guys. If you are brand new to the team and you have no idea where to start, always start with your coach online office. Go to News and Training and Coach Training Academy. Tons of videos, information, everything you need to know about Beachbody coaching is right in there. Once you've completed some of those tasks, reach out to whoever brought you onto the team, set up your first call so you can go over your goals and all that kind of stuff, which is moving me into what this topic is about. Today, we're simply just I'm going to make this as quick as I can because I don't want to waste anyone's time and I want to be quick and to the point. We're focusing on setting goals for 2015. And it's crazy because, it's almost Christmas. We have 2 more weeks until Christmas, right? And Tristan and I were talking about this earlier. We got 2 more weekends. Christmas is here again. And then we started reflecting back, like every single year, it always seems to be that way, right? Holy crap, it's my birthday again. Holy crap, it's Christmas again. These days they're the same day every year, but they always fly by. And it got me thinking about Chris Pratt, the guy who was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He went through a substantial weight loss himself, just working out in the gym and eating right. And one of the quotes that he said was, "Time always seems so far away until you look at the past." And he gave the example of, think about 6 months from now. So 6 months from now, right now, from the time of this recording is December 12th, 2014. 6 months from now is going to be summertime. It's going to be June. And when you think about 6 months out, it seems like it's so far away, right? It seems like, I have plenty of time until June. Bikinis and flat 6-pack stomach, all that summertime body physical stuff. You think, I have 6 months. I'll have the best body I've ever had. But then guess what? Flies by like that. Next thing you know, holy cow, it's summertime again. And it's always, always, always going to be that way. So when you're thinking about setting your goals as a Beachbody coach for 2015, that time is going to come, regardless of if you set goals or if you just continue to be a wallflower. That time is going to pass anyways. So you might as well start taking actions that are going to benefit you when that goal date comes. So back again to, you think about 6 months out, it seems like so far away, but here's a prime example. Think about 6 months backwards. Think about where you were 6 months ago. Think about the time that has gone by. It's flown by, right? You think about from summer 2014, 6 months ago to now, it flew by. For those of us that were at Coach Summit back in June, I remember that like it was last week. It literally, I can remember every detail about every day I spent there because it seems like it was last week, and I think, holy cow, it's been 6 months. That's how fast the next 6 months are going to go by, and the 6 months after that. So my topic for today, be here a year from now. That means set your goals, and no matter what, be back here a year from now. When I do our team call for December 2015, are you going to be there? And some people may think, no, probably not. This may not be the right journey for you. This may not be the right business for you, because those of us who are in this for the long haul, regardless of what failures and struggles we face, those of us who are going to stick with this for the long haul are the ones who are going to make it. And I am an absolute prime example. I've been technically signed up as a Beachbody coach for almost 6 years. My sign-up date was January 24th, 2009. So next month is going to be, I think Jason, the coach who brought me in, Jason Croxford, I just looked out the dates, the 12th. I think today was his official sign-up date, pretty much a month before I did. So anyways, I look at my last 6 years, and it's been nothing but trials and errors and failures and struggles, and just back to back to back to back to back to back. It seems like you never catch a break. You never get that big ultimate reward and success that we're all looking for. But then I also look at, with every single failure that I've had, I've never jumped a big level, but I've gotten to that next step. Whether it be a financial gain, I got to that next income level, or personally, if maybe with my physical body, I got in a little bit of better shape. Maybe mentally, I became a little bit more confident and stronger with who I am. But regardless, it's the failures that develop your character. It's the failures that make you humble. That's the biggest thing that I've learned this year. I look at 2013, January 2013, so almost exactly 2 years ago. That was when I started my business. I signed up 6 years ago, treated it like a hobby, but I actually put my foot down and started treating this thing like a business January 2013. Since then, I have tripled. Some months I've quadrupled my income based on what I was making before. But the income that's always just going to be a bonus, guys. The income will come with time and consistency, but most of all, I have developed myself into a strong individual. I have developed a mindset of living in success because I give my fitness my all, my nutrition my all. I give my business the best I can do. I give my team the best that I can give. I consider myself successful for those reasons because I am waking up with a positive, healthy state of mind every single day and pushing forward. So when it comes to setting your 2015 goals, the biggest thing you have to do, it all starts with your big dream. What is your big dream? Why did you sign up as a coach? It's never going to be your first answer because everyone's first answer when I ask them, why did you sign up as a coach? I want to help people. Okay, that's great. We all want to help people, right? We're all signed up to help people. But if you can just create a vision for your life 5 years from now as a Beachbody coach, what does your life look like? That's literally what you have to ask yourself. If your life is creating an income that is $100,000 or $200,000 a year, which is totally doable, there are several coaches in the company that have done that. So if you can see your life as a Beachbody coach being six-figure earner, debt-free, you have all the time in the world to do what you want to do when you want to do it because you don't have a boss to report to 5-6 days a week. That's the type of dream you have to imagine. What's your family time going to be like? What can 6 figures do for you? What would you do if money were no issue? These are the things that start to mold what your ultimate vision and dream is going to be. Like for myself, I think about my ultimate vision. I don't know if this is going to happen in 3 years or 5 years or 1 year. My ultimate vision is to open up a fitness/wellness facility. I want to run and manage my own gym because I love working with people hands-on, in person, and it's something I want to create. Eventually, I don't know if that's a year from now or 5 years from now, but you have to keep that vision in mind. So because of that vision for 2015, I have to ask myself, okay, that's my big goal. What smaller goals can I accomplish in 2015 that's ultimately going to help me get closer to that big goal? Because success being that big goal, whatever it is for you, success is always built up by small accomplishments. It's never just an overnight wake up and boom, it happened. Your success is going to be developed through the small daily actions, what you guys always hear me talk about. For those of you new coaches, pick up a copy of The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. the compound effect. It's small daily actions done consistently over time that ultimately develop into the large result. So you look at these people who are making 6 figures and 7 figures as a Beachbody coach. That didn't happen their first year. They didn't sign up as a coach and boom, they have all the time freedom and financial freedom in the world. It happened $1 amount at a time in that case. Same thing when you have 100 pounds to lose. It's not going to happen in a month. It's not going to happen in 2 months or 3 months. It's going to be 1 pound at a time. And the whole point of doing this call is based on setting these goals, writing them down. Because if you keep your goals up here, they're just dreams. They're just ideas. And as one of my favorite speakers, one of my favorite quotes ever from Les Brown talks about, how many people go to their deathbed and die with their ideas and their dreams. And he says the graveyard is the wealthiest place on the planet because there lies ideas and dreams that never even got started, let alone got accomplished. So think about all these dreams that you have for your life. Think about what you want your life to be, because one thing that a lot of people, and it's really only the last year I have developed this mindset myself. A lot of people show up, or I should say a lot of people wake up each morning thinking they have to go along with whatever life they were provided with. They think they are a passenger in their life, right? A lot of people wake up, they go to work, most people don't like what they do for a living. Most people don't like going to their job and punching in from 9 to 5, and a boss is there to tell them what to do, and they have to deal with scheduling managers and time off requests and all this crap. People think that they're a passenger, and they go their whole life thinking they're a passenger. And in most situations, if, let's say, for example, somebody goes to the doctor and they find out they have cancer and they only have 6 months to live, there's a switch that goes off in that person's mind, right? You always hear these stories about somebody finding out they're deathly ill, they're going to die in 6 months, and all of a sudden, they start living their life the way that they have always dreamed. They start going from the mindset of being a passenger in their life to, I'm going to take over and drive this vehicle. And it all comes down to designing your life. Whatever situation you're in right now, if you're working 5 different jobs just to make ends meet, that's temporary. And I say that in the sense of it's temporary only if you do what it takes to get out of that situation. You can live in that kind of situation your entire life. A lot of people do. It's up to you to make the decision that you are no longer going to live that lifestyle. You are no longer going to be broke and to live a life where you don't feel fulfilled. You're not doing the work that maybe you were put on this earth to do. That's why I love coaching, because finances aside, I feel fulfilled. I mean, for those of you coaches on the team, you can agree with me on this. When you get a message from a customer that you've been working with and they're talking about their weight loss and how great they feel, they can play with their kids for the first time and not get winded, those are the messages where I just sit back and go, that's what it's about. That makes me feel fulfilled. I don't even care about a paycheck for getting those types of messages. It's in those moments that it always reminds me, even after 6 years of doing this thing. It's easy to get in the routine of doing stuff after 6 years, but it's always those messages that I truly just sit back and go, that's what I signed up for, because that's a small, tiny little part that I played in that. And that is what I was put on this earth to do. So whatever your goals are for 2015, you have to write them down. Whether you want to help 25 people lose 50 pounds, or you want to help 10 coaches make $50,000 a year, or if you just want to make Emerald, maybe that's your only goal. That's great. Write it down. Set a time to get it done by. That's a deadline. A deadline is what takes a dream and makes it a goal. If you just have loose deadlines, I have found this out more than once. If you have loose goals, so even if you write them down, most of you guys who have been on team for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of whiteboards, and I don't have it with me, but it's downstairs. I have my whiteboard where for all of 2014, I had all my goals written down. My big goals. I want to make, I think it was $10,000 a month. I wanted to be 5-star diamond. I wanted to fire Trista's boss. All of these big, extravagant goals that sounded fantastic January 1st this year when I wrote those down. But guess what? I failed at each of them. I failed miserably. And on the same line of failures is for the last year and over a year and a half, since January 2013, I sat down and I said, I am going to earn Success Club 5 every single month for as long as I am with Beachbody. And for those of you that don't know, especially newer coaches, if you hit 12 months in a row, you are Success Club All-Star. I hit those 12 months in a row. If you hit 24 months in a row, you become a Success Club All-Star legend. You get recognized on the Coach Summit stage, which is going to be in Nashville 2015. That was my big goal. It was a scary goal, and sometimes I didn't know if I was going to make it. And sure enough, the 1 month that I allowed, I'm not going to say 1 month, the 2 to 3 month timeline being October, November, I should say September too. September, October, November. Those 3 months I struggled because number one, I stopped allowing myself to really believe. I stopped allowing myself to look at my goals and get fired up. They just became items on a list. I looked at Fire Trista's boss and I thought, I still have plenty of time to do that. I looked at $10,000 a month and I looked at what I was actually making and went, okay, I'm definitely not making $10,000 a month, which is why I was not firing Trista's boss. But you know what? I got extra time for that. The year's not over. And then November comes around and I realize, oh shit, I have 2 months left in this year. Out of 16 goals I set for 2014, 16 goals, I accomplished 8. No, not even 8, 7. I accomplished 7 goals. Because November, because of the 2 months of self-doubt that I let control my mind, that stacked up for a terrible November. So you found myself on December 1st looking at my back office, and I only hit 22 of those 24 months. I missed Success Club 5 by 1 point. So you can imagine after 22 months of working my butt off towards this goal, and I failed. I dropped the ball. I dropped it bad. And it was no one's fault but my own. But instead of opening up the pity party and sending out invites, poor me, I had my probably hour of just, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened. I had my hour of doing that, but then I thought, every single day I read personal development. Every single personal development book talks about failures. It's something I've preached. And I've had tiny failures throughout these 6 years. And then it leads up to this one big failure where I bombed it. And I just had to think about what I always read in personal development. It's these failures build your character. These failures will make you stronger if you choose to push past them. So how this correlates with your 2015 goals, you have to be prepared to fail. And it's usually when you don't believe you can do something is when you fail. For whatever reason, in November, because I did not believe in myself for the 2 months prior, November was probably my worst month for my fitness, my nutrition, my spirituality, everything. That was one of my worst months I've ever had. And it's almost like a freaking switch went off for December, because these last 2 weeks, I have felt more alive and more on fire than I have since last year when I first started doing all this. And it's simply because of the fact that it took that failure for me to step back, look at where I was at, look at where I wanted to be, and how much further I still had to go. It took me failing to finally open up my eyes and go, okay, failure sucks, yes, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So what if I failed? I learned from it. I grew from it. I'm looking forward. That fear of that failure is now behind me. And when you let fear go, you just stop caring about it. So what if you fail? When you learn to let it go and just go for it, whatever you want, if you just go for it and you make the decision to, no matter what obstacles come your way, no matter how many times you get knocked down, no matter how hard it is, if you truly make the decision to just keep going for it, you will get there. It might take a year, it might take 10 years, but if you do not quit, you will achieve it. Keep that in mind when you're setting these 2015 goals, guys. I want you to just use my experiences, because I've been nothing but failing throughout these 2 years that I've been a coach. And for those of you numbers people, you heard me talk about tripling, quadrupling my income. There were so many times when I'm thinking, how come I keep screwing up? How come I keep failing so much? But then with every failure, month after month, I keep looking at my income slowly go up. And that's when I start realizing it's through these failures that's happening. You look at any of the top coaches in the company, none of them got to where they're at because they rocked everything they did. I mean, you take challenge groups, for example. I've been hosting challenge groups since January 2013. I've hosted well over, I don't even know. Some months I would host 2 or 3 challenges. So I've probably hosted at least, I would say, 75, probably over 75 challenge groups. I have had maybe 10 rocking successful ones. Those are ones where everyone was engaged, people got killer results, and everyone loved it. The rest of them bombed. Absolutely bombed. And guess what? Most of the time it was because I did not lead by example. I stopped posting, they stopped posting. I got lazy, they got lazy. You guys see how that works? So especially for those of you who want to do Beachbody coaching full time, you want to go full force with this thing, always remember your coaches and your customers are going to follow your example. They're never going to listen to you as far as words. They're going to watch what you do, and that's what they're going to follow. Because for those of you parents out there, it's the same thing with your kids, right? You always hear that your kids are never going to follow what you actually say. They're going to follow your footsteps. What you've actually done and walked, that's what they follow. It's the exact same thing in this world. As far as our Beachbody world, your customers and your coaches are always going to follow the footsteps you've already taken. So if you've taken path A, which is showing up when you feel like it, falling off track every month, coming back, being on fire for a week, and then slacking again. If that's path A, those are the footsteps that you've imprinted on the ground. And you're talking about path B, you need to be showing up every day, do your workouts, you need to be inviting 1,000 people a day, you need to hit Success Club every month. If that's path B that you keep talking about, guess which one they're going to follow? They're always going to do the one you've already walked. And that's exactly why I struggled so much for those 2 or 3 months, because I was talking the talk without walking. I fell off track myself, and I thought maybe if I can just try to keep as motivated as I can, and I got into management mode. I'm trying to do team calls and lead you guys, but I wasn't doing it myself. That's where my team fell apart. That's where I'm starting from the ground floor back up. I am in this thing for the long haul. So for 2015, I feel like for myself, 2013, and for this team, 2013 is where this team started. 2013 is when I put my foot down. I said, I'm going to build an empire of people who are motivated, who are a community, who are a family, who are working with each other, bettering ourselves, and helping other people do the same. That's the team I want. That's the vision I have. I want a team of rocking people who have opened up their eyes to the potentials in life, who are positive thinkers, who are just ready to get out there and get it done. And it's that vision that started this whole thing. So 2013, I made that happen. 2013, I busted my ass to get Success Club 5 all 12 months, to recruit coaches onto this team, which is where a lot of you came from in 2013, whether it was at the end of 2013 or the beginning. I wanted to build that team so bad because of that vision, and I made it happen. I busted my butt. I worked. That was a great year, but 2014 came along, and I had a little bit of momentum from 2013 that led me into 14. But that kind of fell apart. That fell apart bad, and it sucked. I literally just almost got in tears sometimes, because I look at how bad I wanted it in 2013, and then I looked at the effort I was putting in 2014. What was I doing with myself? Seriously, that's the kind of stuff that ran through my head, is what am I doing to myself? 2013, July, I quit my job because I busted my butt for those six to 7 months. I quit my job so I can do Beachbody coaching full time. And at the time, that was not the best move for me, reflecting back. Because instead of going to my job, let's say 9 to 5, and knowing that, okay, I only have 2 hours at night from 6 to 8. I only have that 2-hour gap to make my dreams happen. I'm going to bust my butt in that 2-hour gap. I did that up until I quit my job. But when I quit my job, all of a sudden, I have 7 days a week to do the same amount of work. So I'm going to spread that out and maybe only work an hour a day. Looking back, when I was in those shoes, I did not realize what I was doing to myself. I was setting myself up for failure, because I set myself up to lose my motivation, to lose my fire. So when I came into 2014 and I looked back and I said, yeah, I had a killer 2013. What are my goals for 2014? I set these big, extravagant goals. I did not back that up with action, because if you have big goals, you have to put in big action. Just like if you have small goals, you'll get there with small action. I had small action all of 2013 that got me to where I was with small goals. But when I switched over and I set those big goals, but I was still giving in small action, no wonder why I set myself up. Goal setting is fun. Writing down these big dreams is great. None of that will ever happen unless you are, number one, consistent, and number two, you have belief. Nothing will ever beat consistency paired with belief. You can sell freaking Tupperware. If you believe in yourself enough and you believe in the product enough and you pair that with consistency, you can become a millionaire selling freaking Tupperware. Doesn't matter. It's not the product, it's you. People are coming to you. They're not coming to you just because you sell Insanity Max. They're not coming to you just because you're the P90X person. People are coming to you because you put a face to our company, Beachbody, right? Who was I talking to about this? I think it was Joe I was talking to in chat. And it was. Joe got his Insanity jacket, right? Killer looking jacket. And so he was out walking around in public. And sure enough, somebody mentioned Insanity and they get to talking. And then they exchange contact info. And I had told him, that's all there is to it, because everyone knows P90X and Insanity. Everyone knows those programs and those products. And most of those people think of Beachbody as just this big, I don't even know what the word is, just this big company. Just this big company that sells these products. But here you have someone like Joe comes along. You have a face and a personality to pair with what you thought was just a company. Because it's in that moment when people realize, oh, it's not just a company that sells these products. It's a company that has these awesome coaches to go along with it. These are real people who go through their own real struggles, who understand what I want, who understand what the journey looks like. And this is why I tell people you don't have to be in perfect shape to be a coach, because people connect with your story. People connect with your struggles. People connect with you when you're being real. Just like for all of you coaches, I'm not, I've had a bad habit in the past of only sharing the good things. This is on my Facebook and on team calls even. I mean, I had a bad habit of just coming up here when I was motivated, coming up here when I had good stuff to share. I'm not doing that crap anymore. I'm going to be real with you guys. I just share with you, I struggled and failed my way through 2014. 2014 was one hell of a learning experience for me. And the biggest thing that I've taken out of it, and it's just been, be real. Be you, be honest, and have confidence about it. Nobody wants a perfect coach with a ripped six-pack who tells them every specific food to eat to lose weight. No one wants that coach. Someone wants the coach who's going to be there and say, I know what you're going through. Here's what's helped me. Do you want to do this together? We are here as coaches to be real with people, and you have to remember that when you're setting these goals, because if you set a goal to help 100 people in 2015, you better be ready to seriously help 100 people. Not sign 100 people up on Shakeology and then say, bye-bye, thank you for your order. You need to be there to help people, because that's what we're here as coaches to do. If we're not here to help people and we're just here to help ourselves, you'll burn out. I have seen too many coaches come through, I would say the business, but I'm talking about my team, specifically Team Rise and Grind. Like I said before, I want a team of motivated, inspired, uplifting, positive people who are here as a team to help each other and to help other people. I've seen too many people that come into this team who talk the talk. They're saying, I'm going to make $1,000 my first month. I'm going to help you become 5 million star diamond. I'm going to do all this stuff, right? Okay, great. Prove it. How are you going to do that? And I've seen them try to take the business side without the personal side, because you cannot split them. Your business is a direct reflection of how many people you're getting plugged in with our programs because they work. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of giving out free, valuable information, right? Whether it be in the form of articles, YouTube videos, podcasts. You can do it in just regular Facebook posts, give out advice, or free challenge groups. Give out that free information, because that is what draws people in. People build a connection with you. They learn to trust you. If they sign up in one of my challenge groups and they were a little skeptical, Kaylee's on here. She knows what I'm talking about. People don't trust you right away. They know you as the Beachbody person, right? They see you post the links and all this kind of stuff. And then when they join your free challenge group and you actually show them some value and you give them attention and you ask them how you can help, that's when they go, oh, wow, this Chaz guy is kind of legit. He's actually wanting to help me. Okay, maybe I will check out this whole Shakeology thing. Maybe I will check out this program because I learned to trust him. That's why you need to be creating free content for people. Out of those free people who you get into your challenge groups or whatever, from there, you find the ones who are dedicated, who are falling in love with, whether it be challenge groups or your podcasts or videos or whatever. Those are the people you want to be involved with. You don't want to be involved with the people who are signing up with a free challenge group just for the sake that it's free and they get to do some healthy recipes and crap. Find the people who are passionate. Find the people who are dedicated. Find the people who want it bad enough for themselves that you won't have to chase them every single week to do something. So steering back to what the focus is on this call. Set your goals. How do you set goals? Make a list. As simple as that. You may do what I did earlier, because I have not done this yet, which I wasn't going to do it until I did this call, because I want those of you, like I said, this team fell apart. It's easily recognizable to whoever is inside the team group. We had an extremely active team group for a while. We had an active team call and all that stuff, and it all fell apart, which is why I'm back to the basics, which is why I'm back to what I did in the beginning, and it's work. I literally am working my butt off right now to make this happen. That's why I personally brought in 4 coaches in the last week and a half. That's my standard now. I need to be bringing like-minded, motivated people in here, and I'm so freaking pumped at what 2015 is going to bring. And 2015, that work starts now. That's one more tangent I'm going to touch base on. If you wait until January 1st to start getting the ball rolling, you're missing it. Because there is a wave of resolution people who need to hear what we have to say. We as Team Beachbody coaches have a mission to help end the trend of obesity, which means there is no reason why you should not work starting right now. So the first task you can do for this work is to sit down, clear all distractions. What are your goals for 2015? And don't write just one. You should have a list of 10 different goals. That's the number I'm going to give you, because it's the number I'm going to go with myself. 10 goals. Something along the lines of, what income do you want to make by the end of the year? What rank do you want to be? Again, for those of you new coaches, check out the Coach Online office for the Coach Training Academy so you can see about the different ranks and how that works. Also reach out to whoever brought you on the team. So income, rank, personal goals, whether it be for myself, debt-free. I want to kick Sally Mae to the curb in 2015, and I'm so freaking excited about it. So you can see right there, you have to set goals that you're going to be excited about. What's the point in setting a goal where you're like, yeah, that would be cool? No. Set goals that put a smile on your face. Literally, close your eyes right now. Think about a goal think about if you just accomplished it today. How would you feel if it's something that makes you feel like, damn, that's awesome? Those are the types of goals you need to go for. And one thing I'll touch base on is, you hear, in the past I used to follow what's called SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, attainable, all that kind of stuff. I used to go by that method. And then I saw a video where this guy said that is all bullshit, which it is. Because Christopher Columbus hopping on a boat, finding this good land of ours, That was not a smart goal. That was stupid. And I can imagine the flack that guy got when he had said, hey guys, I'm thinking about doing this thing. That was not a smart goal. Deciding to land on the moon, not a smart goal. A lot of stuff could have happened there. Smart goals, sure, they work for some people. That's not what I'm going to live by in 2015. I'm going to dream bigger than ever. Because if you are dreaming massive, huge goals, it's going to force you to work that little bit extra to get to that next little level. So if you're setting that big goal, you're going to keep working towards it. Even if you fall short and only get halfway, that halfway point is still going to be a bigger accomplishment than if you achieved a small goal. So sit down, make this list of 10 goals, 10 things that if you accomplished would make you feel incredible. Again, if you want to help 50 people, think about personal goals you have. For myself, 2014, I wrote down give more, whether it be more time, more money to charities. I wrote down I want to spend more time with my family. I wrote down Tristan and I need to spend more time together. My family being my mom, dad, brother, sister. So these are the types of things. Think about all types of goals. It doesn't have to be just business related, because our business is not just a business. This is your life. Everything ties together. So make your list of 10 goals, 10 things that are going to blow your mind when you hit them. Not if, when. And the biggest thing, guys, one more time I'll touch base on this. After you set these 10 goals, you have to match the size of the goal with the size of your effort, the size of your action. And I can tell you from experience, 2013 was an awesome year for me. Why? Because looking back at all of 2013, if I look at 2013 as a whole, I'm able to proudly say I was consistent throughout the whole year. Sure, I had some off days, maybe I had some off weeks, but as a whole, week by week, I was consistent. 2014, I'm able to not proudly reflect back and say inconsistent, which is why I have had inconsistent results. So for 2015, do you want to be consistent or do you want to be inconsistent? There is no in between. If you choose to be consistent, you have to be ready to put in the work. And what I mean by that is, don't just show up on the days that you feel good. You have to show up on the days that you maybe don't have time. You maybe want to sleep in. Maybe you had a rough day the day before and you wake up and go, oh, I'm just going to watch TV today. I'll do that project tomorrow. The second you catch yourself thinking these things, I'll do that later. I'll do that tomorrow. Well, I don't have the right equipment. I don't have the right setup to do this project. Starting a fit club, starting a challenge group, you don't have to be perfect. Just start it. So when you make this list of 10 things that you want to accomplish, you have to be ready to put in the work. Do not write down a goal unless you are ready to put in the work. So thank you guys for listening into the team call. I'm exhausted, which is why I'm not quite up to high energy like I like to be. But again, I don't have to get up here and host these team calls. It may only be 7:30 p.m. my time right now, but I'm exhausted. I feel like it's midnight. I showed up here tonight because I want to be consistent. If this were 2 weeks ago, I probably just would have posted a message and said, hey guys, sorry, I can't do a team call tonight, hitting the sack early. But that's not me anymore. I'm putting in the work, and that means showing up even when I'm tired. My business hours are now midnight to midnight because I want and need this thing to happen more than I have ever wanted or needed it to happen in the past. All of 2014 and before that, none of it matters. Doesn't matter if you've been saying a week, doesn't matter if you've been in this thing for 6 years. Starting right now, you can swipe that slate clean. You can start over again right now. And just like a quote I posted on my main page the other day, if you're tired of starting over, then stop giving up. Because giving up and quitting, what's the point? We hear so many people say, oh, I can't do this. I'm so done with this. What happens when you quit on something, guys? You do nothing but fall backwards more and more and more the longer you let it happen. But if you're facing something, even if it's hard and you're not making a ton of progress, you're making more progress than quitting. Quitting and giving up on yourself does absolutely nothing for you. Especially if, as a Beachbody coach, you have goals to create an income from doing this thing. Don't think about the money for yourself. Think about what you're going to use that money for. For myself, I have a baby coming in 2, 3, 4 weeks. He can be here anytime, really. I need to bust my ass for him. I need to bust my ass for my wife, Trista, because they deserve it. That's what keeps my fire alive, especially on the days I don't want to. I was literally before this call, and for those of you watching recording, you don't know this, but I had to push this call back by 30 minutes because I was downstairs helping Trista because she's been having some struggles today. And I had to stop what I was doing, come up here because this is something I committed to. Obviously, I wasn't going to leave her if she was in trouble. That would just be a bad thing to do. She's fine, but I could have been spending that time with her, and that's a sacrifice I had to make because me making these sacrifices now is going to benefit us all down the road. Those are the things you need to think about. Covering your why, that's going to be next week's call because I can talk an hour on that topic. But for today's call, 2015 goal setting. If you need to watch this again, go through, take notes, do it. But for those of you, and Kaylee's on the live call right now. Kaylee, maybe you're the only one that watches this, and that is okay because somebody saw it. So if you're inside Team Rise and Grind, we have almost 70 people in there. Realistically, I think only 3 or 4 of you are going to show up and watch this whole thing. Out of those 3 or 4, maybe only one of you actually sits down, writes out your 10 goals. And for those of you, maybe that one person that's going to do it, I challenge you because I'm going to do this myself. I am following everything. I'm following my own advice. I'm going to post this inside the team group. Now, on top of that, I'm going to make a vision board, which I'm a huge fan of because when you can put these things from just a list to pictures and motivational quotes and make a board, whether it be a digital board on your computer as a background, as just a photo that you post inside the group, or if you do what I like to do, which is a big cork board, throw a whole bunch of goals up there. That's what inspires me. That's what motivates me. So I challenge you guys to do that. And again, if it's only myself that's doing it and posting it, that's fine because I want this more than I can even put into words. You hear Eric Thomas talk about you need to want success as bad as you want to breathe. I'm finally to that point. I was kind of there in 2013, which is why I made it a great year. And I can't even put it into words. I literally want this thing to work so bad that I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to stop sleeping in. I'm going to stop going to bed early. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make this work because myself and my family deserve it. That's why. This has been Coach Chaz. You guys have a fantastic evening. Peace out. I'll catch you later, team.